What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with the brand new LGRP Black Label MT tires. When I seen these, the tread pattern reminded me of the Crawler TAs. I had to pick them up. These are some of my favorite 1.9s. You can see I've used these a lot. They're kind of on their last leg, falling apart, but that's when they're best. And these have been really good. So when I seen the tread design on these were similar, I had to pick them up. You know, the LGRP tires have been a little hit or miss for me. The compound's just pretty unpredictable for me, honestly. The Swamp Kings have been really good, and that's about it. So when I seen these were a newer compound, they said, and the design on them, I just had to pick them up and try them. So I got these mounted up here. I don't think there's any way I would run these on the foams that come with them. They're just way soft. You can see how soft this sidewall looks here, and this actually has an inner ring in it right now. So I'm running this single stage from Crawler Innovations on the inside, and then I just put their stock foam on the outside, and these seem like they've got a really good squish to them, but they got the support on the sidewall. And I've got that on two of them, and then I've got hair buns in the rear. So just running some little tiny hair buns. That's something I've done in 10 scale before, and it works pretty well. Honestly, in 10 scale, we've got really good dual stage foam, so I just go that route. But the hair buns, they work. Look, these wheels, I hate these style wheels. Got to remount that one. But here, it gives me a good chance to show you the hair bun. So it's just those things. And they actually give much more support on the side, but they get some pretty good squish. You can see those are a little stiffer, but in the rear, I like it a little bit stiffer because you're catching a lot of weight when you're going uphill. So I don't know. We're going to remount this one, and then we're going to throw these on this truck right here because I just ran these Jconcepts Megalithics, and they have been great. So I want to try to compare these to those. I'll put a little bit of side-by-side in the video, and we'll just see how these things run. So I'm going to get this remounted because obviously I kind of did it in the dark while watching TV, and I didn't get it right. So we'll get that fixed, and then we'll run this thing. All right, real quick, just a size comparison. Next to the Megalithic, they are very close to the same as these, maybe slightly taller, I don't know. Look very similar, width and all. Just a little bit taller probably than the Megalithic, so that's a pretty good comparison because those are really good tires. Almost the exact same size as Scramblers. I mean, basically the same size as a Scrambler, width and all. They are definitely a little bit smaller than the Swamp Kings, but I like the tighter lugs. The only time I don't like these is when these lugs are so far apart, you get a little skip. When you start to slip, you're, you know, going from lug to lug. So sound effects are free, by the way. And then the Injora 64 millimeters, obviously a little bit bigger. Another really good tire. Last thing, this new build video coming soon on it, hopefully, but these were meant for this. What do you guys think about that? I think it's going to look pretty cool, but I'm still a little bit out on that, so decided to go ahead and test these on this truck. This has kind of been my test truck here lately anyways, so it'll be a good comparison, these versus the Megalithics. Let's go check them out. So started out with a few lines on the indoor course, same thing I did with the Megalithics, got them dusty and dirty a little bit in here. There are a few really slick rocks in this mix, and you come out of the dirt onto a rock, and sometimes traction is a little tough, but these things did amazing. They actually probably did a little bit better, in my opinion. There was a couple spots where I kind of thought, I don't know, maybe I'm spinning more than I did with the Megalithics. But then there was definitely a couple spots where, one in particular, I'll show you, that I pulled easier. So overall, man, these things did very well inside. I was pretty impressed. You know, a lot of these tires feel pretty good out of the package. You get them dusty, they don't do so hot. These just worked. I mean, I ran around this several times and then took them outdoors, and they did pretty well in both. The size, like I said before, I think the size is perfect, and this is really about what I prefer to run. So I think it was smart of LGRP to go with this size. Now, maybe they should offer like a 57 or something also, because a lot of people like, you know, a little smaller tire on maybe a scale truck or something. So that would be cool if they offered that as well. I did switch these foams, like I said, just because I figure I should test these tires how I'm going to run them. I'm not going to run the stock foams. I just rarely ever run stock foams. And with the stock foams in these tires, they felt very, very soft. Like sidewall was going to be a huge issue. Not even so much on side hill, but when you're on a side hill and turning, or downhill and turning, you know, with the turning angle that these axles have, I mean, you're turning the truck around on top of itself. So they are just going to fold. I mean, they just were. I really like the Crawler Innovation inner ring with the LGRP foam. So that's a pretty good combination, it seems to be, in the front. The hair buns are okay. They're a little finicky. Like, you get the little mesh looking sticking out of your wheel sometimes. And my wheels these wheels don't seem to hold real well on the bead with the hair buns in them. So I don't know. I'm probably going to order some more of the Crawler Innovation foams, and I'll link all this stuff in the description. But overall, I mean, the combination worked well. They pulled amazing. And like I said, there's one spot on the indoor course here in a second that they actually slow crawled, and the Megalithics didn't do that. I had to bump it. So very impressed with these on the indoor course. This is the crawl right here that I was talking about. I had to bump the Megalithics a little bit. They were very close to pulling this, just slow crawling. But I did sit there and work the wheels just like I'm doing here, and kind of working that front to get a little bit of traction. And you can see these tires here just, I mean, I never really increased the wheel speed at all, and they walked up that. So very impressive that they did that. This rock right here is one of the slickest on my indoor course. It just really is. No matter how I move this course around, wherever this rock is, it is tough to get up. And usually you have to really hit it with more wheel speed or kind of bump it from the bottom. You can see there, these things just walked up it. So I'm very impressed with these tires. You know, I honestly, to be 100% honest with you guys, I didn't expect much, because like I said, I've kind of been in and out with the LGRP tires. I love their stuff. They do a great job at really innovating things, you know, their transmission and that sort of thing. I mean, I have their transmission and their motor in this truck, and it's been running great. I love the setup. I love being able to choose more gearing options with the transmission. So it's working out well. I've just, for me personally, in my area and the terrain that I run and our type of rock, just been a little hit or miss on their tires. But these, definitely a hit. And these axles, look at this truck. It's just, I love this truck. It needs a little weight in the rear. It don't downhill well, so I do need to do that. But besides that, this thing, these tires, these axles, this truck, it's just a cheater. I mean, so good. These axles, very good. The Meus ISO, Liam has a build going on. He's been working on. I ordered him a set for that. I was like, dude, if you're running SCX 24 axles, like, we just got to put the Meus on there. That's it. And I actually ordered me another set. So we're crazy about these axles right now. But overall, this truck performed very well. Here you can see, if I try to go real far left there, none of the tires really like it a lot. So I had to kind of hook right a little more and then hook back left real quick just to see how these would do. But they did fine, you know. Hitting most of the normal lines out here, they did very, very well. So here's a couple clips where I felt like the Jconcepts did slightly better. It was a little wetter out the day that I was running the Megalithics there. So you guys know, like, sometimes a little bit of moisture can help you. It keeps you from being so dry and dusty. So I think that's really all it was. And, you know, I could turn around and hit this same line again and they do totally different. So the fact that the LGRPs went up it as easy as they did, I feel like they're a great tire, you know. You're going to have variances every time you hit a climb. It, like, the truck's going to hit it a little bit different basically every time, you know. Traction's going to be a little different. So it's really, these two are like a toss-up. I mean, pick which one you like the looks of and go with it, you know. They both seem to work well. Neither wanted to slow crawl this rock here, but you'll see once I punch them, they both made it fairly easy. So I went back and hit this again with the Jconcepts because the day I was running in the video for those, this rock was very wet and I could not get up it. It was just slick. It's dry today and they handled it with no problem. Right here is the spot where the tire fold would have been an issue. With the stock foams, I have no doubt these tires would have just folded completely over. Right there, you can see I'm getting a good little tire deflection, but I'm not losing my turn, you know. And with these axles turning like they do, like that would be a huge issue. But by just putting the Crawler Innovation ring inside with the foams that come with these tires, they're working out really well. Here you'll see this truck, it needs a little weight in the rear. It's not going downhill as well as I would like. I was able to save it there. But one thing I think, once I get my hands on the new Injora inserts, I do have some of those on the way. If they're like the 10 scale, those seem to be pretty good for 10 scale. And I really don't like printed inserts on 10 scale at all, but the Injora ones seem to be pretty good. I have very limited time with them. Hopefully as the weather's getting better now, I can get out more with them. But if these 1.0s that they're offering are anywhere like the 10 scale as far as feel goes, I think they're going to work well. So when I get my hands on those, that's probably what I'm going to go to for every tire that they'll fit. Hopefully they'll offer many different sizes in those, but definitely looking forward to those, and I think they would work well in these tires also. So I think LGRP did really good with these tires. First off, they come in about 23 something, 24 bucks shipped, and that's very good. That's like half the price of the Jconcepts basically. So that right there makes them a better tire to a lot of people. And they also did a good job giving us a very soft foam that would probably work on a very light rig. And you can also use them with an inner ring like I did here. So you don't just get a hard as a rock foam that you toss in the trash as soon as you get these out of the pack. So I think these are a really good tire, and you're going to be happy with them either way you go. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.